the world. This is a call that literally touches lives globally. So grateful to have you here. But welcome to the Breakfast of Champions call, guys. This is your host and MC, James Eng, today. And I got a question for you. Have you ever been in a place in your business, in your life, that you were doing the do? You were doing the work, and yet you felt like you had bad luck. You feel like your results are not happening. You feel like you're hustling, you're grinding, but things aren't moving forward. You look at your income, it's not rising. And you look at other people and you're like, why are they rising? It seems like we're doing the exact same thing. And yet I'm getting the short end of the stick. Well, today we're going to unpack why that happens and, more importantly, the solution to counter it, and specifically how to avoid analysis paralysis. Have you ever suffered with that before? I'm the type of person, by the way, in my upbringing, I was a very academically oriented person. My philosophies growing up were you have to know everything, you have to see it to believe it. I was a scientist. My dad is a scientist. He has a PhD. So I literally grew up in the lab. I'm the type of person that if it can't go through the scientific method, if there's no proof, then I can't believe it. And that carried into my goal setting. I was also being in an academic oriented place, going to UC Berkeley. I thought I was smart, right? I got a 4.6 average GPA in high school. I took 13 AP classes. I got like almost a perfect on my SAT. In hindsight, by the way, who here knows none of that really matters. At the time, it mattered for everything, though. But I bring that up because my thinking was very, like, organized. It was very mathematical. It was very 1 + 1 = 2. And what I realized when I got into business, it was one of the biggest things that held me back. Because when I saw other people doing amazing things, getting amazing results, the difference was not in what we were doing. You can train for the rest of your life. You can listen to calls like this for the rest of your life. You can go on YouTube, you can learn all the skills, you can pay for master classes. But if you do not know how to overcome analysis paralysis, and if you don't learn how to properly make a decision, nothing will happen. An analogy, it's like you're getting prepared for the biggest race of your life. Imagine you're a track star and you've been waiting at that starting line in the starting blocks, but the gun never went off. If you do not learn how to make a decision properly, then you're going to be stuck in the starting blocks for forever. When I learned how to make a decision properly, it changed my life and my business for forever. And it brought us to where we are right now, being some of the top money earners in our company, top global leaders, influencing people all over the world, and on a call with you today. So, how do you actually make a decision? Very simple. Number one, ask yourself this question. Ask yourself, do I want something? So let's say you're looking at a goal. For example, right now in our team, we're running this cool promotion to help people win a trip to Punta Cana. And I see teammates as I'm talking to them, they say, I want to, but I don't know if I can. Already, you're making the decision wrong. Successful people, it said that they make decisions quickly and they change them slowly. How do you do that? Successful people realize that when you make a decision, it has nothing to do with the likelihood. It has nothing to do with the plan. It has nothing to do with anything of that, the specifics. All it has to do with is number one, do you seriously want whatever that is? Case in point, think about any visionary leader that you aspire and you're inspired by. Elon Musk, great example. Question, his goal, he is dead set on going to Mars. Is that logically even possible? This is a God sized goal no one's literally ever done before. There is no track record for it, there is no calculation for it. People have said that it's impossible. And yet he wants it, so he's made a decision and he's staked his life on it. That's why Elon Musk is able to do what he does because he makes decisions differently. How about you in your life? Do you want an amazing marriage? Decide that's what you want. Do you want an amazing family? Decide that's what you want. Do you want a thriving business? Decide that's what you want. Do you want to pay off your debt? Decide that's what you want. Do you want to be able to give back to your church and community? Decide that that's what you want. What do you really, really want? You have to ask yourself that question. The biggest issue, the reason why we fail to make decisions is because we actually don't know what we want and we don't think we want what we want. So just ask yourself that question. Do I want it? Okay. Once you've nailed that down, understand there's a science of decision making. What's the point of decision? How does this actually work? How does this lead into your goals? Decision has in it two words, D-E, and side, C-I-D-E. D-E is a word that says away. Side means to cut, to kill, to destroy. Homicide, herbicide, pesticide. When you make a decision, what you're really doing is you are saying, let's use your business as an example. Let's say you're making $1,000 a month and you have a decision. You're like, I want to be able to retire myself and my spouse. So I'm going to make $20,000 a month. It sounds crazy, right? You've never done it. It's like not even close. But what you're actually doing when you're making a decision is you're cutting off all association with your current reality of $1,000 a month. And you are accepting a new reality of $20,000 a month. You are, using a psychological term, you are reprogramming your paradigm, your set of subconsciously held beliefs. And you're telling your mind, nah, I'm not the $1,000 a month person anymore. I'm the $20,000 a month person now. Did you know that your mind does not know the difference of what is real versus what's not real? Let me actually take a little bit deeper as well too. You have to understand this because I was so trained, like I told you, I was so trained to think in facts and figures and numbers. And if you see it, you can't. If you see it, then you can believe it. But did you know, champion, that the opposite is actually more true? It's actually when you believe it, then you'll see it. Think about this. Do you believe that your existence, that your being, is way more than just what you can currently see with your eyes and hear with your ears and feel with your senses? Do you believe there's more senses to that? Do you believe there's a spiritual realm? Do you believe there's thoughts that we can't see? In fact, just think about the state of the universe. Did you know that 99.99 plus percent of the matter in our universe is what's called dark matter? You can't see it. Why am I bringing this up? When I realized that the truth of who we are is way more than what it is I'm currently seeing, feeling, and everything, I started to realize that the truth of who you are, the truth of your decisions, the truth of your goals is way bigger than what it is we currently are. So, how do you start activating these true levels and potentials of yourself? It all comes down to making a decision. When you make a decision, understand, I believe that when God places a dream in your heart, he doesn't place it there because he's making fun of you. He doesn't place it there to tempt you. He doesn't place it there to make you feel like you can't do it. I believe God places a dream in your heart because he wants you to be able to achieve that. And he's equipped you to be able to achieve that. But it takes you to be able to align yourself with what that goal is, align yourself with what he said. We have to take him at his word for it rather than our word for it. We have to come out of agreement with what we believe is true and into agreement with what God believes is true for you. Are you willing to put down your disbelief and believe one more time in a better reality for yourself? So understand, champion, when you make a decision, when I started to think this way, and I got a crazy dream in my mind It just seemed absolutely impossible, but it's something I wanted. And it was something that helped people. It's something that is going to serve a lot of people. That's when you know a goal is good because it's serving and impacting other people. When I realized that, and I realized that it was in my authority and in my control and my responsibility to accept this, then I realized there's a power in decision. So when you make a decision, you cut off all your current realities and your past. It's gone. And you simply step into that new reality. And you're like, I am no longer the $1,000 a month person. I am now the $20,000 a month person. And you have to stay there. The decision. Are you willing to stake your life on whatever decision that you're making? That's why you got to make sure it's something you really, really want. Because here's the truth. The world is trying to pull you down. People are trying to pull you down. The enemy's trying to pull you down. The forces of everything are trying to pull you down. But you have a responsibility. You have a call. You have a purpose that only you specifically are anointed and appointed for. Success in life is figuring out what you were put on this earth to do and being able to bring that out into this reality. You have a gift in you. You have a dream in you. And on the other side of that accepted and decided upon dream is a life you're looking for, yes, but of the lives that you're going to transform. Decision making is so important. It's time for us to get out of analysis paralysis. It's time for us to stop disqualifying ourselves because of what we did or what we didn't do. I want to challenge you, champion, today. If you're in that place where you feel like things aren't happening for you, results aren't changing, and you're still on this right now, then I want to challenge you to really look at your decision making differently. Think about what your goals really, really are in your business. Think about what you really, really want. Allow yourself to dream crazy God-sized dreams that start captivating and inspiring and activating your spirit and your soul and your heart. And it brings you alive. It's going to push you into a weird place. It's going to make you feel super awkward. But I want to challenge you to do things differently and just say, you know what? Decision making is simply cutting away the past and just saying, I am now in agreement with what this new reality is going to be. Don't worry about what other people think. This is only between you and God, or you're going to be obedient. And I promise you, on the other side of that decision is going to be the most amazing life and dream ever. And this was the story. 2017, we lost everything in our first business. We lost our home. We lost our lifestyle. We lost faith. We lost hope. I lost absolute confidence. To be honest, like I went through a whole year of depression. It was hard to pick myself one day. Just getting myself one foot in front of the other was a really, really tough thing. But I was still working. Like I never gave up on my business, but I was having all this bad luck. I'm like, I know what to do. I know how to present. I know how to sell. I know how to, I know the product. I know my business. Why am I not getting the results? And that's when I started diving into how decision making worked. And I heard these concepts. And I said, you know what? What is there to lose? But nothing. So I decided to dream big one more time. And decided to make a decision. And said, I don't know how it's going to happen, but hey, let's just go for this. Help me with my unbelief. And on the opposite side of that decision, first came freedom. I felt elevated again. I felt excited. I felt enthusiastic. I felt a different notion. My body literally started physiologically start to change because you literally dreams and goals and aspirations, those give life to you. And slowly but surely, my marriage changed. Our finances changed. Our business changed. Everything changed. And I look back 8 years ago now to when I almost gave up. But I decided to make decisions a different way. Now, I'll tell you this. It was the best thing that I've ever done. And since then, now, any single time I'm making a decision, do I want it? Let's go. Doesn't matter the likelihood. Let's go figure it out. I challenge you to live a different way. I challenge you to function a different way. I challenge you to be the champion that's within because every single one of us have that capacity to be able to realize the dreams that God's put onto your heart. But it starts with you making that decision. So, what decision do you need to make today? If you have something that comes to mind, here's my challenge to you. Talk to someone about it. Maybe a mentor, a coach, a friend, family member. Keep yourself accountable, make the decision, and watch how your life is going to change. I can't wait to hear your story. Other than that, champion, if you missed this plus any others like this, go to our podcast on bocpodcast.com. Many life giving messages. So grateful for you. So proud of you. Let's continue to become the champion that you were born to be. Other than that, I'll pass it back to you.